Hey everybody, here I am in my makeshift studio in Tennessee at my overnight rental, and I am having a blast. I have just went to some different art stores. I went to Hobby Lobby and I picked up a lot of stuff, and I picked up this Master's Touch set and a palette, just a cheap palette. I think it was $3.49. It was half off or something like that. So, and this was 40% off, so they're not very expensive at all. But I thought I'd tube them out, let them dry down, and see how they performed. There's really no light fast information on here, but they do say it conforms to ASTM standards. So I'm going to probably not put the white and the black. I only have 20 spots here, so I'm going to be very selective in what I put in here. So here we go. Let's get to it. And hey, if you like these kinds of videos and you want to see more, so just hit the likes button and subscribe button and share this video, because when I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do something special. So I'm just really working on it. I got 32, I think. So thanks all you guys for being out there. I appreciate you. Sorry about my phone. So I'm not in a controlled area. So talk to you later. Let's get to this, putting this palette together. Okay, so let's get to this. Don't know how long my battery's gonna last, so we'll just take that as it comes. Okay, so this is just a cheap palette, so you can get these just about anywhere. I'm gonna silence that phone. And here are our paints. I'm going to keep that box, put the paints back in. Okay, so I'm not going to put in white right now. I'm going to try to get it down to 20 colors. I may not put in Payne's Gray or Ivory Black either. I'm going to choose. Okay, so I'm going to start, let me put it this way, because this may be, if I used it, I'd put it this way. So maybe I'll start here with lemon yellow. So I'm going to kind of smush these together a little bit, shake them. They have a kind of a foil piece on them. Now, I kind of expect these to crack. So we'll just see. I'll have to do a follow-up, which you guys will see. Okay, as I squeeze them, the binder's coming out first. So I'm just going to fill this pan up. So I kind of expect them to crack, but you know, hey, see how they smell. No smell to them. Okay, so here's, that was lemon yellow. This is yellow medium. So I'm gonna do a split primary for sure. Yeah, I'm seeing the binder. See how that binder came out first? Let me zoom in. Okay, so the binder came out first. Okay, so that's a warmer yellow. And I'm gonna put yellow ochre over here. Okay, now here's one brilliant. I'm gonna put yellow ochre over here. So I'm gonna put that down here to where I can remember that. PW210, and it's called Flesh Tint, but you know, I use that sometimes if it's kind of like the color I'm thinking. Yeah, man, I don't know how to... That binder, sometimes in different palettes you'll see it called One Brilliant. Okay, and this one's just called Orange. I might skip that one. I don't know, but it does have pigment information on here. This orange is PY13. Let me see if I can shake it a little bit more to get that. I think I will use it, 'cause since it's a single pigment, yeah, see that? And I might get a toothpick and kind of stir each of one of those up. This is Vermilion. PY4. And it also says PW220. So, all right, so I'm gonna finish getting these out, and we'll come back in a minute when I have them all squeezed out into the palette. Okay guys, let me zoom out. All right, so there was 24 colors in this set, and I only had 20 slots in my palette. So I took out 4 colors that I didn't think I would use. This color called Ripe Sienna. It was very orange, and I think I could mix my own with, you know, some brown and some yellow ochre. So I didn't like it. It's got PY42, which is what yellow ochre is, I believe. PY42. So it was so orange. So, and then I took out the titanium white, which it's zinc titanium white, which I could put a little bit out on my palette if I wanted to do some pastel shades or whatever. And then I took out Payne's Gray because I can mix that. And I took out Permanent Green Light. So I hardly ever use that. So I will, and I tell you, each one of these colors, when I squeezed them out into my palette, the binder just came out immediately. So I tried, you know, squeezing it and squishing it, and it still came out. So finally I started taking off the cap, because they all come with these little foil caps, and and I gave the pigment enough room to move around, and I kind of just rolled them between my hands like that, and that wasn't a cure-all, but it did help. And I decided to put this Ivory Black into my palette. I was going to put Payne's Gray, but I decided to put this Ivory Black because it had PBK 11 in it, which is very granulating, and I've noticed that mixing with PBK 11 gives a lot of nice effects. Okay, so now I'm going to swatch them out wet and see how they do. I've already started doing that. This is lemon yellow. I'll just do it real quick. And let me get a smaller brush. Smaller brush. I had a number 4. Oh well, here's the number 10. Okay, that's lemon yellow. And working from a wet state is going to give them a little bit better results. So this is yellow medium. A little bit warmer, but to be honest, not enough to make a difference, I don't think. I may change that out. I expect these to shrink. So if they do, now they all have a PW pigment in them, so which is a white, and they use that as a filler. So here is orange, which is a PY13, which is a nice pumpkin orange. Let's turn the page. Okay, and I'll make a swatch card for these once they dry down. Here is, oh, I forgot to do one brilliant or flesh tint. Oh, that's a nice flesh tint. Yeah, and that's a kind of a convenience color, but I like it. I could see it, you know, as a starter color. Okay, so here is vermilion. It's kind of an orangish red. I can tell they're kind of, oh, I don't know if that's chalky is the word I'm looking for. Okay, so here's brilliant red. Kind of a middle of the road red. The next one's rose. Which is a little bit more pink. The next one is crimson red. Which is really, just really red. I'm expecting more wow, but I'm not getting it. Okay, this next one is magenta. I'm expecting more wow since they're wet. This is violet. Nothing like my Daniel Smith. Nothing. Not even comparable. But, you know, these are cheap paints, so you got to keep that in mind. Okay, here's ultramarine. And the next one is phthalo, I believe. Yes, phthalo. Phthalo blue. That's pretty. And the next one is cobalt. I put cobalt on here because of the granulation. It's a little bit more granulating than ultramarine. Okay, and the next one is cerulean. Very similar to phthalo. Cerulean might have a little bit more granulation than phthalo. Okay, and the next one is sap. And here's Viridian. And yellow ochre. Nice yellow ochre. Okay, now the next one is burnt umber. But I think, you know, that's okay for a burnt umber. But the next one is raw umber, and I don't know if I like it, but it might make some good grays if mixed with, you know, blues. So, you know, we'll just feel that out. And then of course we have Ivory Black. And let's put that just down here. So I thought, okay, so Ivory Black mixed with, say, Ivory Black mixed with phthalo blue, I think that can make a nice granulating color. Get some nice granulation going. Maybe needs a little bit more Ivory Black in there. So we'll see, we'll play with it for a while. I'm gonna let these dry down and I'll come back and we'll see how they did. And you know, try some mixes. Let's go ahead and try a couple other mixes. Let's see. Let's try making a skin tone with yellow ochre. And magenta. I'm having a hard time getting my brush clean. It's just like okay, so that's a good start for a skin tone. They're mixing as I expect them to mix. I don't think I have enough PBK 11 in here to get the desired effects I was wanting. So let's just for first, let's try to make a Payne's Gray. Let's take this ultramarine and burnt umber that's a good neutral. Yeah, that's a nice Payne's Gray color. So I really don't need that gray on there. Let's see what kind of purples we can get. Let's take this magenta and some ultramarine. Yeah, that's a nice, pretty purple. Cool red and ultramarine. Just make sure it's cool, because if you take the warm red, like the vermilion and ultramarine, it's going to be a little bit duller. Kind of like orange and blue. You know, they're going to dull each other down. Not as vibrant. But not bad. Pretty shadow color. Kind of a burgundy. Kind of a wine color. So let's make a yellow or an orange from our reds. Let's go with this 1, 2, 3, rose and this warm yellow. They're kind of cottage cheesy looking, and that makes a nice orange. So they are mixing. I like that skin tone, that yellow ochre and the magenta. It's nice. Let's see, compare that to the one brilliant or to the flesh tint. Nope, that flesh tint's very orange. I like the mix of yellow ochre and magenta better. Okay, so we could take this flesh tint though and add some magenta And that flush tint has a lot of white. And then maybe add a little bit of yellow ochre. And a little bit of ultramarine. To cool it off. And then there you've got a and my water's getting cloudy. So that's what's telling me. Yeah, that would make a good skin tone. But why would you go through all those steps when you can just get magenta and yellow ochre and make one really quick? So let's see about another color. That really made that opaque. Let's see. Let's try to make a really nice green by adding this to the violet. I'm gonna go with green here. And we got the, let's take some of this violet and mix in with it. Yeah, and that makes a nice earthy green. Add a little bit more green to brighten it up. Yeah, that's nice. That makes a nice earth tone green. So, you know, you can get the color mixes you want out of this. Let's see how it dries down, and we'll come back and we'll see if it cracks and if it holds up. So there we go. So we'll see. Hey guys, just wanted to come back and let you know that I dried these down overnight and they cracked. So, you know, they're not moving around. So, you know, did want to let you know that. They might in the future. Let's do a quick rewet test, see how they rewet. And so I have a bunch of, I still have my water here from the night before, or from yesterday when I was swatching these colors. So I'm just going to go in here with some of this dioxazine purple. So get it nice and wet and see how it lifts. Here's my paper. Not as vibrant as from the wet, but you know, that's just immediately. I haven't let it set or anything. And I have heard that you could add a little bit of vegetable glycerin to these paints, or to any cheap store-brand paint, and it can prevent that cracking. Okay, so once I worked with it a little bit, and that's just straight from the pan. Let me zoom out a little bit. That's just straight from the pan. And you can get it to be dark, have a good dark. So that was just right at the beginning, lifting it. After wetting it, that was the second, messing with it a little bit. And this is the third try. Let me work with another color. Maybe ultramarine blue. Let's try it, see if it does the same thing. Okay, here's ultramarine blue. Let's get a little bit more, work it a little bit more. They're not moving around. You know, some paints, if you squeeze them out, I did that with Artist Loft one time. From Michaels, put it out in a palette, and oh, it was just cracking and falling out. Okay, here's second after messing it, so it darkens up. So I guess if you be patient with it a little bit, and if you got some glycerin and mixed in with it, yeah, so you can get these to re-wet a little bit more. Let's go with a lighter color. Maybe, let's go with yellow ochre. Okay, here's first. That's just going in with a wet brush and lifting. Let's get some more. Let's work with it. Work with it a minute. They are kind of chalky. They're not coming off on my fingers. Yeah, so that is working pretty good. So they definitely cracked. They shrunk down and cracked. Yeah. So my cup is very cloudy and dirty. So, and that was my clean water just from today. My other cup has a bunch of sediment in the bottom. So, from yesterday. So, I would say these have a lot, and they say on the package, PW, which is pigment white, on every tube. So, I'll keep these, you know, and keep them around. I don't know exactly what I'll do with them. You know, use them for, you know, let my little grandchildren use them when they're here, and because they always want to paint along with me. So thanks for joining me, guys, on this exploration of art materials. I just really have enjoyed my time doing this. So you can get these paints at Hobby Lobby. Use a coupon. Get them for half the price. They're marked $19.99. But if you use a 40% off coupon, which you can, they, you know, that takes it down to just a little over $10. And then sometimes Master's Touch and Fine Touch art supplies are on sale for half. So if you watch that, I think it's like every other week they are. So if you watch that, they have a flyer that you can look at when you go in. So, or you can pull up the app on your phone to see when they're on sale. So, yeah, those work. You know, you can get some pretty things out of that. Not as easily as professional paints or a good student grade paint like Van Gogh. I think your money would be better spent there, getting a little pocket box of Van Gogh and using those, because it's about the same price. So, thanks, guys. Subscribe and like. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Keep me going. Thanks. Bye. Hey, everybody. back again. I've wanted to follow up on these Master's Touch watercolors tube set, and I wanted to let you know how they have done. They have set out for a week, and I just went through, and they are cracking bad. They're lifting up from the pan, you know, so you would have to mix them with some glycerin or something to keep them to the point where, you know, they could be usable. You know, now they will re-wet, I believe. You know, you're just gonna have to, you know, take care with them. So I think though, if you re-wet them with glycerin, they wouldn't fall apart so much. So, you know, it is kind of hard to get them re-wet. I just wanted to show you that. So you would know what to expect when you purchase them, because these are not artist quality. Every single one of them had a pigment white in it. So these are kind of yucky watercolors in my personal opinion. Okay, well, that's after putting quite a bit of water in it. We'll come back and see how it is after it's wet. Now, it clouds up my water. Now let's go to this purple. I think we did the purple before. That's holding together pretty good. Let's see. Let's just go straight from the pan. Yeah, I mean it goes on, but you can tell it's chalky. Let's see how it moves. You know, it flows okay. I think you could start learning with these, but I would go to like oh, what do you call it, like the health food store, or you could order it on Amazon. Some glycerin, I'll link some below, because I think I would add that into this. Now I hear that Hobby Lobby is cutting off their coupons, so it would be you would only get this for 40% off if it went on sale. And they do put those Master's Touch and Fine Touch art supplies on sale like a couple times a month. So you would be able to get these either 40 or 50% off. Also, you know, they're taking away their coupon on their phone, and I think the last day for that is February 28th, I heard. I didn't call Hobby Lobby or anything, but a lot of YouTubers have, so I believe them. So, and somebody in the Hobby Lobby store told me that as well. So, you know, who knows? You know, they might be doing some other programs, other discount programs. Let's take this red to help their sales, to get people in the store. You almost have to go directly from the pan, get your water, get you a little pool of water going, just right in there. And then you can take it over to your palette if you'd like. And then put it, go directly. And you know, they're not professional watercolor paints, so you're not going to get the same result. However, you know, if this is, see how that works. You know, they're quite opaque, so, and that's that white. They don't flow very well. Let's get some yellow going here. See how that flows into it. That flows better. That flows better. This is like a little hibiscus or dogwood type flower. And then let's get some red out of there and put it in there. See, it doesn't want to flow into that. So there it is. There you got it. These will jiggle around, so my suggestion would be to use these paints wet from the tube, and I think you'll get better results than letting them dry down in a palette. So like and subscribe this channel if you'd like to see these kinds of things, and you know, let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see and reviewed, and I will review them and let you know what I think about it. So these were $19.99. I used 40% off coupon for them, so I got them for a little over 10 bucks. And I got this palette for $3.99. And then these brushes were Master's Touch too. And I think I got these brushes when Master's Touch stuff was 50% off. So, you know, and they're not bad brushes. They're not my favorite brushes, but they're not terribly bad. But they already are splaying out the bristles from the side. So, you know, you get what you pay for. So, and I think these were, you know, $4, and then I got them half off. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what Hobby Lobby does to get people in the store. And, you know, they could be doing, who knows what they're going to do. I'm excited to see. So, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have these paints and if they are something that you like. But I think that they go better wet from the tube than dry and in a palette. So, talk to you later. Don't forget, like and subscribe.